Good morning, Sumari. What a wonderful privilege and pleasure to have you online this morning. And you look so bright and beautiful. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
I just love that sparkle that I've gotten to know over a couple of months. And I am really excited to chat to you a little bit about your own journey. So I think we must start by asking you to introduce yourself to us. Tell us a little bit about Sumari, where you live, what's going on in your life.
Where to start? Me. Okay, I'm Sumari. I'm 53. I live in Edgemead with my husband, and I have 2 children. The one is an adult, Alex, is 23, and a younger one is still at school. Luca is turning 16 now in April. And yeah, we live in Edgemead, as I said. We've been living here for 22 years, yes.
Okay, and if I can, so yes. I can just say to the ladies out there that Edgemead is in Cape Town, so you are as privileged as I am to be close to Table Mountain.
Yes, it's lovely, lovely, quiet, lots of trees. Privileged to be, I've got a big yard, so I've got a nice pool just out here by the patio. It's very quiet and really nice. Oh yes, we've got 3 seasons in one day, so we are very privileged, yes.
Yes, and Sumari, I would love for you to just share with us a little bit about your health challenges that you are facing and what you were diagnosed with.
Okay, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis a year after Luca was born. That's, yeah, he's turning 60 now, so that's 15 years ago. It is quite a challenging disease because you never know what you're going to wake up with the next morning. It's quite debilitating at times. I have quite a problem with walking at the moment, but I have been paralyzed at a certain stage, so it can always get better. As you all know, the body can heal itself, but unfortunately, there is not really any cures for multiple sclerosis. There is not, you can't go for chemo, for example, and you know that there is a chance that it will get better. There is no medicine that you can take that will make it better. They're still working on something. So we hope that the person that's going to find the cure is like born now, or maybe Elon Musk can do that for us. Tesla or something. Yeah, you are numb at certain times. Your right side don't always agree with the left side. You know, it's like what's her name, Salma, the one actress that was diagnosed. She said a left side asking directions from the right side, but the GPS on the right side is not working. So
it's not,
it's like that.
You
always feel your fingers and your hands, so you must be careful, like walking at the beach. It's better to wear those beach shoes because you don't always feel the shells and you can cut yourself. So it's little things you must look for, and you don't look sick. So I often get, oh, but you don't look sick. Why do you park on the disabled spot? So yeah, people don't really understand, but you live with it. And of course, you must stay positive about it, because if you're down in the dumps all the time, you're going to die soon. That's
absolutely.
You die of it, you die with it.
Yeah, I hear what you say. Now, Sumari, a quick question that I want to throw in here. Has this condition of yours had any influence on your self-image, your self-esteem, your confidence at all?
Definitely. You can think if you were, like, I was very active. and I used to do all the organizing and events and marketing where I used to work. Now, if you were used to that and all of a sudden you can't like walk and jump and row and organize and do the flowers and the lights and curtains and everything, now all of a sudden you can't do that anymore. You can't run into a room and change something that needs to be changed. Even just walking into a room was challenging. Okay, now I can't walk into a room anymore. I drive into the room with my mobility scooter. So,
yeah,
I always dress bright, but now I can dress extra bright because they're going to look at me anyway, because they can't miss the scooter. So you can just dress really bright.
You've actually just turned this around in an amazing way, but I want to now backtrack a little bit. So I decided on a bright and beautiful week that I'm going to present a free workshop on confidence. I think you did the one that says crack the confidence code, but it doesn't matter which one. So I'm curious to know what made you decide to actually now attend those free evenings, because I remember I don't think you missed any one of them.
No, I didn't. Okay, I got to the program through, I got it on Facebook, and Alma introduced sort of the whole program to me. Alma is a friend, daughter is going to school with Luca. They went to preschool together, and that's where our friendship came from. And I read about it, and I thought, maybe I should just go for it, because I was quite a low at that time. Things wouldn't really go very well. Personally, in my household, with me, self-confidence, you reach a stage where you realize you've been spending all your time after you got married, you spend it on your husband. Then you have kids and you spend all your time on your kids, like really all your time. Then they go to school. Then you spend all your time to get your husband to just stay okay and raise your kids, get your kids through school. And I never understood, my one boss used to say, little children, little problems. And I never understood that until my kids got big. So I don't want to give the people with little children bad hope, but kid problems never stop. Unfortunately, there will always be something that you have to deal with, because you remember. But you mustn't forget about yourself. And even in the hardest of hard times, you must remember that if the mum falls apart, the whole family is going to fall apart. We forget that. I forgot it. I completely forgot about that. Small things. Look after yourself. At that stage, when I did that 4-day free course, I realized that. And I thought, I have to do this. I just have to do this. Because the first time, it's just going to be one of this little draw a picture and be okay sort of courses again. And then halfway through the first time, I thought, oh, no, I actually like this woman. I think I better listen. And I thought, oh, I better do the second. It's not what I thought it was going to be. And then I did the third day and the fourth day, and of course, then I was hooked. So yeah, and then the whole writing and everything. So the rest is history.
Yeah, it was actually so amazing how you participated. But Sumari, so you stuck it out with me through the 4 days, and then you had the opportunity to join the Blossoming Prosperity program.
Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah. So I want to know from you, at that point when you joined the program, what were you hoping to get from it? If you think back, the space that you were in, and you decided to take the course, and
no, to remember and to imagine how bad I felt then. But if I think of what I wrote to you and I read that now, I can actually feel how I felt. Because I thought, like, I can just as well give up. Because nothing's ever again. That's how I felt. I just sort of, why do I even bother to try anything? That's what I felt like. And that's not my personality at all. Not at all. I'm usually sort of just tackle the problem, get over it, get over yourself, just do it. Just get on with it. Don't sit and moan the whole day. I've got a very good friend since school days, and we have a mutual friend. She actually likes to complain. Three of us were together, and he was looking at her and said, you know, just put on a wide dress and go get some wind outside. Yes,
Love
now,
that.
I thought I was never going to become happy again. I was never going to get out of this again. Everything was going wrong. Everything broke in my house. It just broke. Everything, like the light switches, the intercom, the window, the glass in the windows, everything just broke. And you get us that.
And I think when you're in such a bad space, those things actually just worsens it. It's almost like it's proof of how bad things are.
You think it's only happening to you?
Yeah.
It's something that you're doing. That's why it's happening to you. And it's like culminating, and you're brewing over it, and you're getting worse and worse and worse. And then you're acting all the shit to you. Just what it ends up to be. You've got all this bad vibes, and it continuously getting worse and worse and worse. And you have to get out of it in some way. And I really think if you can't get out of it, this course is a godsend. I'm serious. If I didn't get to this course, I don't know where I would have ended up. I don't know, probably.
Sumari, so what I'm hearing from you, do you think the fact that there was support and direction was a key thing for you? Because you know, you were in such a bad space, and you probably subconsciously knew you didn't want to be there. But do you think that Blossom in Prosperity actually helped you because there was direction given? Or what about the program really? Because I remember you were not even halfway through the program, and I started to see a whole new Sumari, and I started to see you sparkle. So what do you think was the key?
That whole murky state, that whole, I think it's the second model already.
Yes.
That whole murky water and blossom and the flower, and how to get out of the murky water. That whole, and it was right at the beginning, and how to deal with that. And I think we spoke about my sister, and I went to town to go buy fabric. And I just decided she is in town, and I'm just going to phone her, and I think we must have some coffee. And I went for coffee, and I was so positive and feeling so good. I think it was in a matter of 3 weeks after I started. Okay, but now I must also say that I really worked hard on it. As of the first day that I started, I decided that this is not going to work. This must work. And I did. When I get the model on the Monday, I did the model that very Monday, Tuesday, that whole week. I did in the week that I got it, and I make sure that I worked through it and read it and understood it, but not necessarily know everything that's in it. That's why I needed my notes, you see. But I made sure that I knew what was going on there. And I think I understood it. I made sure I understood it. And that murky state and getting out of the murky state, I think that was amazing, because it worked.
Yeah.
It really worked.
Yeah.
That for me now, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I must say, Sumari, I think that was the one thing that I really appreciated about you, and that is so important when we want to grow as individuals, is that commitment. You mentioned now that you made the decision that this has to work for you, and you really put effort into it. And today you sit here, and I think you must feel so proud of the fact that you can now actually reap the benefits of the effort that you've put into this program. So I'm curious to know, what was your most favorite part of the program? I know the Murky Water Mood State and the Blossoming Mood State was a breakthrough moment for you. What would you say was your favorite part?
Boundary elements. I love
Oh,
that.
really?
Those boundary elements, and of course the universal laws. The universal, definitely. Unfortunately, the universal laws was about the last, yes, it was the last model I did before I went on holiday. You know, the disaster of that holiday. And I really wanted to do a lot of work still on that, and I didn't have the chance. Yeah, but the universal laws was amazing, and that elements was absolutely amazing, because things that you think are good for you actually is not good for you. Like a talent, like if you can sew, for example, and you help others out because you can sew, it's not actually always good for you that you can sew. Because you take on, oh, don't you please want to do this for me? Oh, you're so good at it. Oh, you can do this for me. It's only going to take 5 minutes. You don't mind, do you? And then you, in the end, you're sitting the whole Saturday to do things for other people, but you don't really feel. You are entitled to say no. I'm sorry, I will not be able to do it for you.
Yeah.
You sit with a table full of repairs and mending that you don't get to. For example, I'm sitting now with a whole, like you know, those plastic containers that you get with the lids. I've got like half a thing of that since November that I'm not getting to because I'm just too busy with other things. So there's no way that I'm even going to put a hem in their pants for anybody else. So if I'm on any sewing or anything with a needle and thread for anybody else now, it's definitely not going to be to my advantage, not even closely. And that's what the boundary elements taught me. So
yeah, I think what also happened with you, especially with the boundary elements, is you started to realize that you are worth much more. Very often when our self-worth is very low, we do these things for people, we do them favors because deep down inside of us, we long for acceptance. And you had that amazing aha moment where you realized that I'm worth far more, all this advantage that people are actually taking of me. And I remember I was so amazed to see how you just blossomed after that. And it almost gave you permission to be free from that burden.
And you're allowed to say no.
Yes.
It's like especially the Afrikaans people, I don't know why they do it. Especially the females, the moms, they teach their daughters almost like you are not allowed to say no. I don't know. I hope this newer generation will not do that.
Yeah.
Teach your children how to say no politely.
Correct. And also when to say no, when is it appropriate to say no? Yes.
Yes. And how to say no without hurting some feelings. And when that story that you told, I loved it, about getting a phone call to go open the church hall for somebody on a Saturday morning. I saw myself in that story because that was me. I will have something planned, and then somebody will ask me to do something, and I will think, oh my word, I feel so sorry for them. They've got nobody else that can do it. And then I will go do it, and I will stall my plans or just leave my plans or not sleep or not do relax whatever I planned. And I didn't afford myself that luxury because I thought it was a luxury. But I'm entitled at rest. And
yes,
and resting is actually doing something. That
it
was a huge aha moment.
Yes, I think it's just that realization that we want to fix everybody else's mistakes, but we are not the cause of those mistakes. But Sumari, I now want to get to that that incident that happened in December. You went on holiday, and then I got that dreadful, horrible, disappointing WhatsApp message from you. So please tell us what happened, and also share with the ladies how you handled that, completely different to what would have happened in your past.
Okay, we went on holiday. We left on the 16th of December. And we put up camp, and the evening, my husband's a really bad sleeper. And he was on his iPad, the camp and everything was up. In the middle of the tent, there's a little table, and he was working and watching movies on his iPad. I was sleeping already, like 3 in the morning. But not with a little light, with a huge, my husband is a bigger, better person, with a huge, like a floodlight. I think the whole camp can see if you open the windows on his iPad. And the zipper on the back window of the tent was open. So, I mean, you can see. But that's the way you do it when you camp. I mean, you don't zip up everything and lock everything. And he went to bed, and he got up at 6. And the next moment, he said, Molly, my iPad's gone. I said, what? He said, nobody's iPad's gone. I said, no, you're not. He said, yes. Okay, everybody's awake now. And look, my son came and said, Mom, where's your laptop? I said, look, my laptop standing under the table next to the fridge in the bag. Said, are you sure that's where it is? I said, yes, I'm 100% sure that's where it was, because all my prosperity book, notes, pens, everything is in there as well. I said, Mom, it's not here. And I flew out of bed. And it was not there. Nothing was there. The bag, the laptop bag with a laptop, with all my notes in the book and all the different colors of pens that I used, was gone. It was not there.
Oh, goodness.
Gone. Oh my God. Because I took it with me, because I thought I could do model 10, 11, and 12, then I'll be done. It's December. I had until 22nd of February, and I could, make my book nice and everything, and then finish up and make sure that I know everything, and then can ask whatever I still needed to know from you until I'm done with the course. And I was so upset. And then I thought, it's not gonna bring me anything to be upset about this, because it's not, the laptop's gone. It's not gonna come back. And the only way to get my notes back is that I'll have to do the course again. There's no other way. And that laptop, the only reason why somebody was able to find that laptop between 3 and 6 in the morning is that they probably needed that laptop much more than I needed it. It's all that can be. Why else would anybody be able to see a laptop in my tent, inside a bag. It's a navy blue bag under a table, inside a tent that's zipped up. Why otherwise would they be able to see that? They must have really needed it. I think so. Otherwise, why would they be able to see so in the dark so far? There was no little lights blinking there, but they saw it.
Yes.
So, yes.
Sumari,
a new laptop in January. What else I could do? And a book and nice pens.
I remember so clearly when you and I communicated, and I felt that huge, heavy burden of, you know, all the work, because I know you were so committed and dedicated. And when we had the life coaching sessions, you made lots of notes. And knowing I'm also a notes person, and suddenly it's all gone, that realization of it's all gone. And what was so amazing, I really thought that I'm now dealing with a Sumari that's going to be devastated down in the dumps. And the most beautiful words that you wrote back to me, I just believe that those notes will benefit somebody else. And the fact that you redefined that situation so quickly and so fast was just a realization for me that you have changed. You really have learned how to look at things from a different angle.
I definitely could feel and see that on Boxing Day. You know the history with the family. And on Boxing Day, when I looked at the photographs of the second Christmas, usually with everybody and the celebrations and everything, I would have been upset. And I looked at the table and it was decorated nicely and everybody was there. My mom was there and I was like upset momentarily. Usually I would have cried like a day or two and I would have been upset for the rest of the holiday. I looked at him and I thought to myself, I don't even really like the people around that table. I only miss my mom. I would only have loved to see my mom today. And I was like, I think might have been 5 minutes. And I thought, I'll go visit my mom next year. And that was it.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
Huge.
Yeah. Huge thing. And that is always the amazing thing. You know, in the beginning of the course, we speak about evidence, creating new evidence, and what has happened with you in a very short time period. You have created new evidence, and the fact that you could then look at a situation and just use the new evidence that you have to redefine that. And I see a far more happy, joyful, sparkly Sumari sitting here in front of me. Sumari, so if you have any encouraging message, if you think about your experience over the past couple of months, you have gained a lot of knowledge. You obviously have a lot of personal experience from your own life. I would love for you to share an encouraging message with the women out there that may just need to hear something special today.
First, I think the whole start that we must all always do and remember for all of this, very first start is gratitude. That's the bottom. That's the very first base. Gratitude. I actually had it on my arm here. It's off now. I've got a whole set of Sharpies. Okay, so if you can't remember it, take a Sharpie, write it somewhere. I wrote it here in purple because purple's my favorite color. Because if you can't remember it, write it down somewhere. Anywhere, in your hand, on your finger, or put a sticky note, or put a nice brooch here, or something flashy, or put a sticky note there. Because everybody will ask you, oh, why are you wearing a sticky note on your shirt? because then
Ever.
then you will say, oh, thanks for reminding me it's here. And then you can remember it's because you're grateful for something. Remember, there's always something to be grateful for. Once you realize that, you will remember that there's always something to be thankful for. And it won't be so easy to go into murky waters, to get down in the dump. I think that's amazing. That comes out in the whole program. That's something that stuck. It stuck with me like come to a woolly blanket. That's definitely something everybody must know and everybody must remember. That's important. Okay. Something else, those boundary elements. Remember that you are worth more than you think. Don't worry about what you look like or how much you weigh. Look at yourself with kind eyes. Because the minute I struggle with my weight, I've always struggled with my weight, I think since I was born. And the minute that you look at yourself like somebody you love, you will start looking at other people with kinder eyes. And I experienced, I never believed it, but it's true, I promise you. You know, this, especially the African girls, it's so nice. I love them. I absolutely love them. They are so proud. They are so beautiful. They wear their clothes with absolute pride. They will wear anything. The boys, they designers. I don't know if they even design anymore. But they used to say that their best clients are the African women because they love whatever he makes, because they are proud of their bodies. Now, if you love your own body or look at yourself with love, you will start looking at other people with other eyes. I was very critical. I was very critical of myself, and I would have looked at somebody, and I'm sure that I could see it on my face. And I feel so guilty now for the way I looked at other people. Because I would have looked like, I think my face must have told a million stories. And it's so rude to look at other people like that. Put your face in your hands if you look at people like that, Rana. Don't look at people like that. It's rude. It's ugly. You don't have to do that. If you don't like yourself, change that. Change that. Love yourself. God made you. God made you like that, and he doesn't make mistakes. So love yourself. Love yourself for the way you are. He wanted you to have a big one, and he wanted you to have a tummy. And there's a reason why you have freckles or whatever it is you don't like about yourself. Accept yourself. That's very important. When I now see a girl with a shirt that's here and the fat rolls is hanging out here, I think, oh, she must be so proud of herself. It must be amazing to be like that. Change the way that you think. It's going to make you so happy. I think that's enough things I said now. Because I can go on and on.
I just love what you shared, because obviously but it's amazing. But just the way that you expressed yourself just shows how much joy it can bring when we just look at things from a different angle, when we just change the way we think about things, Sumari. And I think you've given us so much to hold on to and so much encouragement for the ladies out there that I really want to thank you for taking the time to chat with us and You are a true inspiration. And, you know, I believe you've heard me say this 100 times already and 1,000 times, that our journeys becomes our testimonies. And you have an amazing testimony, besides the fact that you have a diagnosis and whatever you've been through, but just the last couple of months, the change that you brought about yourself. You can be so proud of that. And my wish for you is just to continue the journey. Sumari has joined us inside the Blossom Circle membership, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this sparkly woman is just going to sparkle more and more and more. Sumari, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate that.
Great. See you.